Hey, Jimmy Jam Oracle. Welcome to my channel. Remember, we welcome the spirits as well to help us with today's read. A commenter took me up on my offer to do a different reading, but to venture outside of Goro World. And we are going into James Charles. We'll do a reading for James Charles. So let's ask the spirits. Spirits, please help us with today's read. James Charles and his recent controversy. Don't know much about it myself. Just read up enough to get just get a basic understanding of what's going on currently with the what's his name, Evan Johnson, and was that Kayla Malik? I hope I pronounced that right. All right. Thank you, spirits. And let's get started. Oop. So let's do 3-card reads. It's a simple, quick, to the point. Let's get started. We have, what is that? The 6 of Pentacles. We have the 10 of Swords. And the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so the first one is giving, receiving, sharing wealth, generosity, charity. Okay. So it seems like someone in the past has given something. Like I said, I don't know hardly anything about these people. So you guys are going to have to help me out. Maybe it'll make sense to you, even if it doesn't make sense to me. But definitely something either shared or something given. In reference to the past. It's in the past position. And then we have the 10 of Swords in the present position. It says painful endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crisis, failure, collapse, and defeat. The collapse, definitely, but I'm not sure. Like, I know James Charles has gone through many controversies, have lost many subscribers, but he seems to kind of be like a cat with 9 lives. Like, you know, something knocks him down for a little while, but he manages to get back up. But this is in the present position. So this defeat, this collapse is something that's happening currently. All right, then we have the Ace of Pentacles. It is reversed. It says lost opportunity, missed chance, bad investment, lack of planning and foresight. I do think he might have that problem, and it may be one of the reasons he gets himself into so many controversies is that I don't really think he thinks really beyond the coin. So like that lack of planning and the foresight. So maybe the spirits are implying he finds himself in a little bit more trouble than what's going on currently. But let's ask, because that is in the future position. So we're going to ask the spirits, what does this future have in store for James Charles? What is this Ace of Pentacles? All right, let's see. We have 10 of Cups. We have the Page of Swords. It is reversed. And we also have more cups. We have 3 of Cups. Right side up. Okay, so here we go. We have divine love, harmony, blissful relationships, alignment, inner happiness, fulfillment, dreams come true, family contentment, and love and support. Again, this could be sitting in the past position. I do believe at one point in his career, he was very much loved. You know, and this card typically points more towards family. And I do believe he calls his followers sisters. So maybe that's why it's showing up like as family. Yeah, but as for like the fulfillment, the dreams come true, like definitely I think ultimately like things have turned out pretty well for James despite his controversies. But let's continue on with the read. We have the Page of Swords. It's reversed. It says deception, manipulation, all talk, haste, haphazard action, and self-expression. Okay, so this is in the present position. And this one would make sense for me. The deception and the manipulation. It does say all talk and haste. And what I thought of is how he's currently saying he's going to bring like legal action against people that are bringing up false, what he says are false allegations. So that could be what that is, that all talk, the haphazard action, even like deception and manipulation. Like he knows he's not actually going to do it, but he's saying he is. So that's part of the deception, manipulation, all talk. Now we go into another future card. Let me see. The Three of Cups. It says celebration, friendship, collaboration, creativity, community, and happiness. Okay, so this card is implying a bounce back for James. Just like I said, like a cat with 9 lives. The celebration, collaboration, like, and creativity, community, like that's all like, I feel like that's all going towards like YouTube and like the followers. And if you notice in the picture, all women, sisters, if you would. So it seems like there's a banding together. Okay, so it seems like the spirits are saying like he starts off good and he's going to end up good. Like he's definitely going to bounce back from his allegations. But let's get more specific about Evan Johnson. Spirits, can you tell us anything about the relationship between James Charles and Evan Johnson? What are their energies like? How have they interacted with each other? Oh. Almost dropped my whole deck. All right. What do we have? We have Seven of Swords reversed. We have Temperance. Ooh. And we have the Fool. Awesome. All right, let's start. 7 reversed. Says coming clean, rethinking approach, deception, self-deceit, keeping secrets. Oh, so it seems like there is a secret being kept, or there's some deception going on. What secret is that? I'm not sure, but let's keep going. Man, I suspect, but let's keep going, see if we can find any more clues in the cards. We have Temperance. Upright says balance, harmony, moderation, patience, being sensible, purpose, finding meaning. If I could, for some reason, it's the patience part of it, like just like holding off, like keeping your composure. I feel like this is what this card is trying to imply. So like there's a secret that's being kept. And seems like James is just trying to save face, just trying to keep his composure to probably keep whatever deception or secret this is. All right, so we move on to the Fool. It says new beginnings, possibilities, innocence, spontaneous optimism, trust in life, blind faith, adventure, opportunity, and pleasure. So it seems like, it does seem like, well, what's the secret then? Because the Fool implies innocence and optimism. That's crazy. Hang on. Why speculate when we can just ask? Spirits, can you explain the secret that the Seven of Swords is implying? Oh, well, I had a card that fell out. She is the Nine of Pentacles. It says fruits of labor, rewards, luxury, self-sufficiency, financial independence. Huh. It did fall out sideways, though. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it was right side up or upside down when it was meant to fall out. It is a financial related card, though. So maybe the secret has something to do with finances. Oh, maybe it's the generosity one, like the exchanging of wealth. The giving receiving. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe James gave Evan money or the other way around. And that's the secret? Hang on, let's ask. Spirits, if there was an exchange of money, what was it for? The Tower? Okay. Says sudden change, upheaval, chaos, revelation, disaster, awakening, release, and an insight. Sudden change, upheaval, chaos. So maybe whatever this exchange was, it was obviously something that didn't work out. It caused something like really sudden, because the tower doesn't have to be bad. It could just, like it says right here, a sudden change, something happening suddenly. Even though like the picture in the tower for the tower is, it comes off really negative, and it can mean like sudden destruction, or disaster, as it says on the card. So maybe it was something that ended in disaster, something that failed. I wonder if it was maybe it was some sort of collaboration, because we had a card that said collab. Yeah, this one. Okay. Let's continue. Let's ask about the Fool. Put these aside. Let's ask about the Fool, because the Fool confuses me as well. Spirit, can you explain the Fool in James Charles Reed? We have the Five of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, it's reversed. Ooh, and we have the Five of Cups, it's also reversed. All right, the Five of Pentacles, financial loss, yep, lack of mindset, loss, isolation, worry, need, poverty, insecurity. The financial loss, definitely losing all those subscribers. Then we have the Ten of Swords reversed, says doing it all, carrying the burden, delegation, release, overstressed, and burnout. Definitely going through like all these allegations. Definitely could be, he could definitely be feeling all of that. And right now, I guess with all the controversies, like no one really wants to collab or do anything with them, or maybe like, I don't know if he's probably sponsored. He might lose some sponsorships, but he's lost them before. So we have the Five of Cups. It's also reversed. This is acceptance, moving on, finding peace, personal setbacks, and self-forgiveness. Okay, so it seems like this is a rocky part of James's life, but the spirits are all the cards are saying relatively the same thing, that he's pretty much going to come up on top. He's going to go back. He's going to find his happiness. He's going to find his peace. Again, like moving on. And meanwhile, like I said, I think he's going to be practicing temperance, where he's going to find his balance. He's going to be patient. He's going to try to be as sensible, or at least come off being sensible as much as he can. And he's going to get through this controversy just like he did the other ones. Like I said, I don't know much about the situation, but I did read a little bit on James Charles, just so I could really try to understand him a little bit just to, you know, see what's going on. Well, when someone suggested James Charles, I had no idea who that was. I like YouTube drama, but not, I guess it's beauty influence drama, and I'm not a beauty influencer watcher. So, I mean, sometimes I watch those little tutorials, but I don't know anyone like that. We can do one more 3-card read. So I've got time, and why not? Let's do one for Kayla. No, she's in the middle of this. Alright, let's ask about Kayla. Spirits, can you tell us how Kayla is doing? Kayla Malik. She is the ultimate victim in this story. And I think it would be just to give her a quick little 3-card read at the very least. We have the Queen of Swords, she's reversed. The King of Cups. And the Hermit, also reversed. Okay, so this Queen of Swords, she is reversed. She is overly emotional, easily influenced, bitchy, cold-hearted, cruel, and bitterness. Okay. I wonder if this is in relation to the DV with Evan Johnson. Like, this card doesn't have to represent her. It very well could represent him, despite, you know, I said the gender is just whatever. But definitely the over emotional, bitchy, the cold hearted, cruel. Like, it could be him. Let's move on to the King of Cups. It says emotionally balanced, compassion, diplomatic, control, balanced, supportive leader, tolerant, and empathetic. Sorry. This could be her current state. Definitely getting justice. So that could cause some emotional stability, that balance. Definitely people are feeling compassion for her in her situation. Like, yeah, I think that could be her as well. And definitely people are feeling that empathy, that empathetic influence in the card. So now what do we have for the Hermit? Its reverse says isolation, loneliness, withdrawal, resignation, distance, lost your way. Oh, that's kind of sad. So it seems like all of this drama might make her kind of isolate herself for a little while. That doesn't necessarily mean it's forever. Let's ask the spirits. Spirits, this isolation for Kayla, where does it all lead? Shoot. Where does she go with this? Come on, happy endings. We have the Star. Oh, we have Hope. Nice. We have the Empress. She is reversed. Oh, we have the 3 of Cups again. Well, welcome back. Alright, so we have the Star. It says hope, calm faith, purpose, renewal, spirituality, fortune, good omen, and rejuvenation. Okay, so the Star is implying that, yeah, okay, with the Hermit here, she will probably isolate herself for a little while. Maybe she's feeling down. But she is hopeful. And she's just taking this time to like renew herself, like just to get herself right. Probably what this card, the King of Cups, where it says emotionally balanced, like maybe she's just trying to find this balance again. So we have the Empress, sorry, she's reversed. It says creative block, selfish, impatient, dependent on others, inaction, lack of concentration, indecisive, overwhelmed, anxiety, infidelity. So I don't think all of these things apply to her. I think it's just could be the overwhelmed and anxiety. So that could be the reason why she has isolated herself or going to. having that distance, the withdrawal. But yeah, definitely being overwhelmed and having anxiety. That could definitely like put her into like that withdrawal. But it seems like ultimately we have celebration, friendship, collaboration, creativity, community, and happiness again. So yeah, it seems like she kind of loses her way a little bit, but it's ultimately going to lead to getting better and coming back. Because community means like together, and friendship. Okay, so good. Yes, she got the happy ending. Fantastic. I love me a happy ending. All right. Thank you for sitting there and listening to this James Charles read. I hope maybe it made a little bit more sense to you than it did with me, especially if you're someone who knows like everything that's going on. If you don't know what's going on, you're just as lost as I am, and I'm sorry. That being said, as a thank you at the end of the video, I like to do an intuition pull. So I'm going to pull a card that's just for you. It's going to be this one. I like this one. What did you get? You got the Six of Cups. It says, living in the past, forgiveness, lacking playfulness, moving forward, leaving home, and independence. All right, these are not bad things. Even the lacking playfulness, maybe it's, getting down to business, moving forward. It says leaving home and independence. Like, some kids are graduating this month and next month. And if you're one of them, this card is probably for you, especially the living in the past. Like, it's definitely hard letting go of high school life. But it's time to move on, and that's a good thing. So thank you for joining me today. Remember, we thank the spirits for helping us out as well. And I hope you have a great day.